The darkness inside the van was absolute. A heavy silence. Booty, Santi, and Raka sat huddled, holding their breath. Then, it happened. A massive pothole sent a violent jolt. Booty's head snapped down, his glowing red nose striking a button. A sound like a pressurized jet engine suddenly tore through. Push! In an instant, a tidal wave of multicolored paper. It was a blizzard of madness hitting the metal ceiling. My eyes! Santi shrieked. Booty, you absolute catastrophe. Raka didn't panic. He saw an opportunity. He angled his phone. Guys, the stream is peaking. They think this is theater. Meanwhile, Booty scrambled backward, his nose pulsing violet. It was no longer just a prop. It reacts to everything. I didn't mean to. Booty shouted over the roar of the engine. The nose is a kinetic trap. It reacts to everything. The cramped space was now a glowing, pulsing cage. The air was thick with violet light and swirling paper. Just when they thought it couldn't get louder, the speaker crackled. A muffled, upbeat bass line began to thump through the walls. Kevin, the teenager in front, was oblivious to the stowaways. He is going to hear us if we scream, Santi whispered. She grabbed a handful of balloons to muffle her panic. We have to move these boxes, Booty hissed, crawling over masks. The van swerved sharply, throwing them into a heap of fabric. Booty's nose brushed party hats. A secondary trigger clicked. A hidden compartment hissed open, releasing purple smoke. It's a party in here! We are trapped in a mobile funhouse! What followed was 10 minutes of pure, unadulterated chaos. It was a silent struggle wrapped in a glittering nightmare. Every time the van hit a bump, Booty's nose would strike a wall. Each contact triggered a new, ridiculous surprise. A squeaky toy would shriek, or a fresh burst of screams. Automated spinning lights began to whirl on the ceiling. They were forced into a bizarre dance, jumping and weaving. It was a chaotic, glitter-covered choreography. Santi finally spotted the neon suitcase, the object of their journey. She lunged through the storm, hugging it to her chest. She was covered in layers of neon confetti, looking more like a parade float than a person. If we get out of this, I am never letting you wear that nose again. Never. Booty couldn't even respond. He was too busy dodging a spring-loaded jack-in-the-box. Booty looked down at his nose. The light had shifted to amber. I think the nose is trying to tell us something, he wheezed. He pressed his ear against the cold metal wall. The sound of the parking brake echoed through the hold. Then, they heard it. The thunderous roar of a cheering crowd. They hadn't arrived at a warehouse. They were center stage.